Hello, my darlings. Good evening, and welcome to our Vampire the Masquerade Chronicle, ATL By Night. Chapter 3, The Face of a Ghost. Let's welcome our vampires.
I'm Ian E. Muller, and I play Jackson.
My name is Tyler Sutherland, playing Aaron Ulrich.
I am Sarah Lafferty, playing Sibyl.
I'm Leona Rohr, playing Tomasina Elena Cuesta.
Zachary Valdo, playing Anton Koroposkov.
And I'm your storyteller, Ellie Collins. Don't forget to check out and support all of our sponsors in our link tree, which is coming in chat. And if you use the code ATL by Night at Die Hard Dice, you'll get 10% off your order. So a huge thank you to all our sponsors and everything that they do for us. So now, we actually didn't have that many announcements tonight. So why don't we sit back and relax and let's tell a vampire story. When last we saw our kindred, they had picked up a new lost childer, Travis Morgan, a venture investment banker. He took the introduction to Kindred Society quite well, and Pippa was called to Tilly's house for a private meeting. But tonight, as the coterie, you have woken up and left your rooms, you find Alpha sitting in your living room having a bottle of Sweetwater 420. But Thomasina, when you woke up, you had a text message from Josiah.
Mm-hmm.
It says, "We're moving in on a group. No one you know. Stay out of Buckhead."
No plans to be in Buckhead.
Did you bring that yourself, or did we get stock up and I didn't know?
I brought it as mine. Hey, everybody. Thanks for picking up that lost childer, by the way.
Yeah.
That was them.
It was easy.
All right, then. I wanted to stop by and say that I'm reevaluating how we get you that information. I have about 10 lost children needing picked up, and we don't have enough information on them at this point, but Talbot left some notes that said to make sure you all had as much as information as possible so that you don't, and I quote, "set them on fire."
Hey, do you guys really do that often?
Once, and
Like-
that is a good note to have.
Yeah, I don't need to know what happened. But
We learned.
searching for that information's created a bit of a backlog. And backlog means breaches of the Masquerade running around that I don't fucking need, and I don't need that risk. So you're going to be meeting with some Nosferatu tonight. I've gotten them specifically assigned to this. We're going to expand the Shepherds, I guess, into sort of its own department.
We're franchising.
More or less, and now that the Banu Hakim are out of our hair, we can actually fucking work on this for a change.
So Nosferatu.
Yeah, they're 3 really good ones. They're great information gatherers. They're working on the 10 that I have. Nothing major yet, but probably good if you at least meet them, make the connection.
Sure. Are they doing okay?
Nosferatu don't really get into their feelings, and I prefer to not have feely conversations.
Second part is understandable. Where do we meet them? Usual place?
Yeah, they're gonna be at their haven tonight working on stuff. I told them to prepare for guests.
Very well.
That's all I got, so.
I just pointed Jackson. Have you been? I don't remember.
What?
To the Nosferatu Haven.
Nope.
It's fun. You ever see Midnight Meat Train?
Yes.
Little like that. We'll see. Come on, I just grabbed my backpack.
Okay. While you're here, any
Yeah.
change on that thing I asked you about?
Not yet.
Okay.
But, probably soon.
Let me know.
Will do. Anything else y'all need from me?
Just let me know when you have a night free.
Will do. There's some things you and I gotta talk about. And he gets up, finishes his bottle, and kind of like looks to y'all and goes like, do y'all do recycling?
Preferably.
We have
Wait.
enough blood bags that yes, we do recycling.
Where's the bin? And he just hands it to Jackson. All right, I'm out. And he lets himself out.
I was bullshitting. Do we actually do recycling?
Yes.
Okay.
I take it out every week.
That's why I don't know.
I just thought it just magically disappeared.
I figured somebody would look at us funny if we were recycling blood bags all the time. Shall we?
Or I'm gonna knock on Thomasina's door.
I'll just kind of open it. Yeah.
Thought you were with us.
We're doing a grocery run for a lot of lost childer. Could use your help
A
tonight.
lot tonight. Just,
At least getting the intel tonight.
did anyone say where?
No, we're meeting the Nos at their haven,
I called down the hallway. Tell her about the franchising.
and we might be expanding the shepherds a bit.
That makes sense. Okay. Give me a second. Just
No rush.
shut it right back. I'm going to send a text to Tabitha really quick. Just saying, I know we found one Ventru. Have there been discussions on making others yet?
You get back. Are you looking for a Ventru lift on the hiring freeze?
Potentially.
She replies, I'll speak to the prince about it. You might just have to submit what you want in writing.
I have time.
And you get back a thumbs up.
Okey-doke. And I'm going to just throw something vaguely professional on. It's not like I haven't really got my shit figured out, so I'm just gonna like head out the door like, okay, who's driving? Am I driving? Or
Not it.
Not, it can't.
I'm happy to drive.
I've been chauffeur the last few times. I guess it's fine.
Sure. All right. And then I guess we're gonna start heading down to the garage. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
No argument here.
Do you have the recycling out?
It's not Tuesday.
You know about the recycling too?
Yeah.
What are you talking about the recycling?
It's not Tuesday.
No, it's tomorrow.
Okay. All right. All right. Well, anyway, at least you get it done. All right. Let's head on.
All right, and so you guys are heading down to your car.
Yep.
My car.
So, Thomasina, would you please make me Dex and Drive?
Yes, I will. Sorry, everybody.
I thought that was like decent dice roll for you.
It usually is, and yet here we are. Oh yeah, no, that's 5.
Okay.
Safe.
That is the only one I ever get good on.
Smoothest drive.
So, absolutely smooth, nice drive, good tunes.
Good tune.
Good.
And so we are actually
Questionable.
going to move to a Stark medical room
Oh.
across town, an exam room of the Ignatius Pharmaceutical Company. And Sibyl, you've woken up. The SI, as part of their agreement with Alejandro, have been working with you to help find a better way to control the more negative aspects of your life as a kindred. However, the best they've been able to come up with so far is getting you an older BlackBerry that works pretty well. You've been able to load it with whatever phone numbers you want to have in it.
Wow. Upgrades, people. Upgrades. Okay. Do I have any personal effects in the room?
So this is the same facility where you have your own bedroom.
Okay.
They have just been doing some tests during the day to work on things. So you just woke up kind of in a hospital room.
Okay. Gonna go back to where my quote-unquote bedroom would be.
Okay, so as you get up and you go to open the door, you collide face first with the nurse, Jason.
Jason!
And he goes, "Evening, ma'am. Looks like there's no issues with the tech so far, so this round of tests is considered done.
Awesome.
Your dad's in y'all's room. He said for me to send you there once we were done. So I just have a quick question."
Yeah.
And he pulls out two very nice like clip-on cases for your BlackBerry, and one is a deep iridescent blue, and the other one is kind of a crimson pearlized red. And he's like, blue red. I figured the least I could do is at least make it look like you didn't come from the 80s. So like I got a little crafty, and I made you a case.
I'm gonna pick them both up for a second.
Mm-hmm.
Take a look. And I'm gonna give the red one back.
Okay, so you're taking the blue?
Yeah.
Okay.
You fool.
All right. And so he takes the red one and he leaves, and you are free to go where you wish.
Okay. I'm gonna go back to our pad.
Okay. So you go down one level, down the hallways. People are just kind of like doing that little like as you go by. Like people here are used to you, but they're still a little overly cordial.
Good.
Kind of that you get the vibe that they still very much don't like vampires here, but you are the lady of the house. And you get to the room, and when you go in, Alejandro is sitting in the corner reading with music playing on his record player. He says, "Hello, Sunflower. How did it go?"
Good. They got the tech working. I can at least use a BlackBerry now, which is...
That's wonderful.
Mhm.
I do not even want to try to use a BlackBerry. Is that like a cell phone?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. They used to be all the rage in like 20 to 30 years ago. So we're moving up. We are steadily increasing in decades.
That is good to know. That is good to know. I still only use the book. That is my preference. Tonight, though, we have to go to a meeting. Well, I have to. You're welcome to come if you wish. I am officially going to join the local Camarilla. I will be accepting the position of La Sombra Primogen. I was able to turn over enough information to Alpha directly from Director Blackwater that he seemed to be convinced enough that my intentions are pure. And he sold me on his better view of the city, and I don't like you having to live in the shadows anymore, if you pardon the pun. I think we can at least do some good things with this partnership.
That's incredible. I didn't think that would happen anytime soon.
It is less than ideal for someone like me who has been independent for so many years. But It will get you formally recognized in the city. You'll be free to go anywhere as you please. If they find any lost children that are La Sombra, they will have a home. It was a long discussion with Alpha that I did not want to have, and I did not enjoy. But it does seem to be what is best for now.
Well,
So you're welcome to come with me. We can get you naturalized all at one time.
yeah, that sounds like a good idea.
Okay, we're also going to be discussing a lost childer at the meeting. The Nosferatu have some information, and I think I can provide some more on my end from the director. So whenever you're ready, we can head to the train station. They live in a room inside the train station. I don't know. Alpha told me to go to this one station and that they would help me figure it out.
Yeah. Let's go. She's gonna put her phone in her little clip it to her pants.
Okay.
She's real hip with it now.
Amazing. All right. And so Alejandro walks you to the front lobby of the facility, and there's a car waiting outside for the two of you.
Awesome. And hop in.
All right, and he hops in with you, and you can see he kind of has an expression that he's a little bit in business mode. He's not quite the warm, loving dad right now. He's very refined and dignified and holding himself.
She'll like kind of observe, and then she'll be like,
Mirroring the professionalism.
I'm also dignified.
Okay.
Just behind him, business.
Yeah, exactly.
Business-wise, all this business seems
Business.
Business.
Yes, business.
Seems business as usual.
And so you all take off. I will roll for the driver. A little bit of a bumpy ride. Good.
It's Alejandro.
Yeah, he messed with the navigation system.
Yeah.
There was a what?
Alejandro keeps leaning forward to go, I think you're supposed to turn right here, and every time he does, the navigation turns off. And the guy's like, sir, please stay in the back.
He's used to teleporting everywhere.
And he's like, I'm
He
sorry,
totally is.
I wanted to be official. I'm not used to being in cars. This is so stupid.
Just gonna like pat his shoulder.
Oh.
It's like, would you please turn on Fleetwood Mac? And the guy like tries to pull up Spotify and turn on some Fleetwood Mac for Alejandro, and he just slinks into his seat and begrudgingly listens to rumors.
Oh, we are gonna bond.
Oh no.
Oh no.
All right, and so you speed off into the night. Coterie,
Yes.
is there anything y'all intend to do on your way to the train station? Any conversations you wish to have? It is a little bit of a drive from your penthouse.
I put on Stevie Nicks. No.
In my car.
So if I understand this correctly, the Nos live in the subway tunnels?
It's a good power supply, among other things. It's underground
valid.
Atlanta is not well explored. It's not well traversed, so they have a lot of autonomy and anonymity there.
Dot has had what's called a warren, where they all can live in one central location.
Yeah.
It's better than the sewers. We have enough that can be used here.
Valid.
It's probably the reason why Marta has not been developed out as much, most likely.
I'm curious on who's going to be providing us the info.
Presumably these new folk
In-
that Alva
Right.
mentioned.
Used to
In
be-
my experience with the Nosferatu, generally, as much as they tend not to fixate so much on the emotional aspect of things, one person goes, the next person keeps going. There's rarely just a full fallout, and they just got to keep moving.
And many of them are very resourceful. I imagine It would take a group of them to pick up the slack, but this is perhaps why we're meeting with 3 of them.
Yep.
And they're almost certainly well equipped.
One would hope so.
I'm a little concerned about the shopping list, though.
10.
Yeah, that's a lot.
That's what the franchising is for, yes.
Hopefully,
Yeah.
we don't have any pairs, any more sleeper agents. Isolated is easier to collect,
Yeah.
but more difficult to do without accidents.
What?
So, but you lit someone on fire? I thought
No.
that was my MO.
No, that was Cyrus. That was Cyrus.
I did continue the fire.
You did. I
I mean, yeah,
Was-
that's also your MO.
She was a former Sabbat oracle, but she believed that she was still an employee of the Sabbat.
yeah.
Or I've heard that word before.
No, and
Oracle
okay.
or Sabbat?
Or Oracle.
Okay, I was wondering what
Yes.
happened recently.
Yeah,
Typically
no.
a Malkavian that serves as, as the name says on the tin, an oracle. Very skilled in reading premonitions, clairvoyancy, and the like.
Huh.
Not typically Malkavian. Doesn't have to be Malkavian. It's usually Malkavian. They tend to be very good at it.
Yeah, they are.
But she acted as though members of the Sabbat were on their way to collect us, and we did not have any other information. Our Banu Hakim acted, and we backed up. I point to Aaron and myself.
This one finger knifed Big Bird, so
It was at the Center for Puppetry.
You
Oh, okay.
one time.
That explains more. Thank you. I've
Might
been
as
there.
well be a Camarilla event.
Yes, but I would advise not speaking too much about it, as it was discovered that it was Tilly Harris's child.
Oh,
yeah.
So we do not talk about that too much.
huh.
But everyone else seems to.
Yeah, apparently.
It is perhaps in worse taste if we talk about it than
Sure.
if they talk about
Sure.
it.
Fair.
Thomasina.
It's also the unspoken tradition.
Yes.
Could you please make me wits and awareness? As you are
Sorry,
the one
guys.
driving.
Yeah.
Huh. Interesting.
2. You notice blue and red lights
Knew it.
ahead, not behind you.
You were like, no.
There are blue and red lights ahead, and you see a police barricade, and there's an officer standing outside, kind of just pushing people down a detour, and you realize that you are in Buckhead.
How many blue and reds? am I
This
saying?
street is currently blocked by 3 cars,
Okay.
and if you want to make an extra wits and awareness to look further past those cars,
I do.
I will let you do that.
What's going on?
If there's a bunch of lights, would any of us think to look? Or
If who is riding in the front seat with Thomasina?
probably me.
Probably you.
You can make wits and awareness as well if you want to look down.
Gotcha.
Got 3.
Given that this is nighttime and the lights are flashing in front of y'all, I'm just going to let the front seat.
Yeah, it's her. She got more than me.
Okay. Would you have 3?
Yeah.
You can see Josiah down the street,
Uh-huh.
and he's talking to a couple uniformed officers.
Okay. Am I seeing anything else, like a power outage? Am I seeing any like other vehicles? Am I seeing taped off?
So as you look down and you look a little past Josiah, you see a sedan that has flipped over, and that area is currently being sought to with someone coming in with the jaws of life. And Josiah is keeping his back to the car.
How long has it been since I got the text?
It's been a couple hours.
Okay.
He sent the text knowing that you would wake up to it.
Okay. Do I see? There's no medical anyone yet. I'm not seeing Ignatius anywhere.
No, there is no sign of Ignatius. It's only uniformed officers, but upon closer, as you're staring at them, these officers, they don't look like your typical officers. They're a little too muscly, a little too intense.
A little too hired.
Yeah.
Okay. I need to get out of here before he sees us on the off chance. So I'm just gonna...
The traffic has slowed and kind of the whole traffic is going around it.
Okay.
But you can see that Josiah has, without moving, kind of looked towards the street
Yeah.
and has now turned his back to the street to continue his conversation. Realizing that you are there, he has turned away from you.
Yeah, I just gotta keep going.
And then as you guys do come up to turn, I will let anyone from the back seat make a wits and awareness if you wish.
Can do.
Yeah. What the fuck happened here?
4.
4?
Also 4.
Okay.
Framework, alright.
So as you guys come through, not having to focus on driving, you're able to look a little more seriously down the alley, and you see 2 bodies being pulled out of the car, but they are being immediately put into bags and being dragged off.
Huh.
Storyteller, do I recognize any of the officers?
Let's
Without
Roll
putting
me-
my face right up on the glass.
He's like,
roll me wits and investigation, both of you.
I'm not trying to identify any of them.
Okay.
I had a separate question.
Okay.
Am I able to snap a photo with my phone of the bodies being dragged
Absolutely
away?
can.
I snap a couple, and then I'm like, is this something we should look at?
Quickly and then not at all.
I mean, it's
4.
Atlanta. This stuff happens, yes?
Not that stuff.
People don't typically pull the bodies out of a car and then immediately bag them and drag them away.
Yeah.
Even if they're already dead?
Yeah,
No.
no, typically there's, forensics, even for an accident.
There's also usually some cleanup involved. There was no other vehicles, just that one, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And it's just like an alley-ish kind of thing. Not super steep.
Nope, just a little 2-way road.
Yeah, those don't flip themselves over.
Usually
what'd you
drivers that flip them over.
Quattro. Quite a number of these people look familiar to you from Ignatius.
Get a little riled at that. All right.
Is that something you wish to share with the others?
I will share that. Right. These look like SI.
Yeah, they are.
Okay.
At least one of them is.
You knew that very quickly.
Do we want a better look?
We should let Alpha know we have business to attend to.
I can't be...
Yeah, I can, though.
I think we should let Alpha know. We go to where we need to go. He
Hold
will
on
send other
that
people
one
here.
for a little bit.
Why?
Just for a little bit. Let's
Stop
just go
texting
forward.
Alpha.
We'll discuss that in a bit. Let's figure out what's going on with the Lost Childer situation first. If there's a possibility that they're connected, I'd rather connect those dots before we bother him on that one.
Fair. Where are we going?
Art Center.
Yeah.
Art Center.
MARTA station.
How far away is that from where we are?
It's probably about,
10 minutes?
with the traffic at this hour, about half hour.
Yeah, with the redirect.
Yep.
We have so much time to talk about this.
You do see, at one point, you actually see, like, streetwise, the Garu kind of, like, walking down the sidewalk, like, rubbernecking a little bit, trying to see what's going on down there.
In which case I will point
And-
and go.
And then he turns and sees you guys and turns on his heels and goes the opposite direction, clearly realizing this is kindred shit, I'm out.
Storyteller.
Yes.
With the way the traffic is right now, it would be really obvious if a pigeon flew out of the window of this car.
Yes.
Intensely.
Intensely obvious.
Snow White, calm down.
The other window.
What kind of car is it? A magic car.
No, I think we can hold off on it, but we need to tell Alpha about this. Or if you recall, I had an entire trial that came from us not telling Alpha about things.
It's just not going to be... It's some information. Let's get to what he also needs. He'll appreciate that.
Yeah. Can do it all at once, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm gonna, the photos that I just took,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to text them to Coda and just say, I'm just making sure these don't accidentally get deleted off my phone.
And you get a response from Coda of the emoji of taking notes.
Mm-hmm.
And there's like 5 of them, and then gotcha. And then a bunch of key smashing. And sorry, that was Robin.
No.
I text her back, and then I put the phone away.
All right. And so, Sibyl, you're on your way as well with Alejandro in the car. Is there anything you want to talk to him about or any questions to ask him? You guys are coming from a different direction, so you do not pass this,
Okay. I was gonna
this
say
incident.
we're not in the middle of this blatant cover up. Heard. Have we been in constant company, or has he been gone for any amount of time?
He's been in constant company. You've been kind of keeping to yourself with everything that's happened, so it's one of those, anytime you do come home, whether to the Ignatius room or to your house, Alejandro is there. You've seen Pippa on sparse occasion, but you've only given her barely a hi, and then back to whatever you wanted to do.
And the last time we saw you was pulling you out of Crazy Man's territory.
Jeez Louise, what a ride it's been.
Mm-hmm.
I guess, so, while we're listening to Fleetwood Mac, she'll turn and ask. So, kind of a big 360. I know you said it was for me and for anybody else who might need a home, but is there anything else?
I think perhaps I've gotten a lot of new perspectives lately. But for that, you and I will have our own private conversation about it. No offense to you, Mr. Driver. And he's like, it's fine, this happens all the time.
It's like, I don't get to know any of the tea.
It's like, I had dinner with Lydia the other night.
I take it didn't go too terribly since you're still here.
Yeah, I'm alive. That is a surprise to me. That is a large surprise to me. I was very prepared. I had told your little friends to look out for you in case anything happened to me.
But not me. So I
No.
would just wake up and you wouldn't have been here.
Yes. Because I was afraid if I told you, you would try and stop me.
Talk you out of it?
Yes. Because though we are not a birth family, you are far more like her than you know.
I don't think I've come across her at this point.
You might be surprised. But it was a long conversation. We talked until it was almost sunrise. And I've just been thinking a lot about things since then, and I think this is just the best way. I want to do good for the city, and I want to stop hiding. Because, unfortunately, the times are becoming when not choosing a side makes you just as complicit with the bad side.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm beginning to gather that myself.
So, while I don't like the Camarilla, maybe we don't have to stay with them forever. We just stay with them until things are safe again.
No, I agree. Whatever makes the most sense to survive. They're all same words, different font at this point. Except for the Sabbat.
Yeah. But, Oh, I got you a present. And he reaches into his jacket pocket and he pulls out one of those little bubble pop toys, but it's a taco. And he hands it to you. He goes, I was, when I was out with Lydia, it was in the parking lot and it made me think of you and I thought you would like it.
Thank you. I do like it. She's popping it incessantly now.
And he's already regretting it. He's like, oh, I should have waited.
This is partially in revenge for just not telling her.
He understands that he deserves it. He's like, okay.
She'll just like sit next to him. Just
Can you please turn up the Fleetwood Mac?
Just lean in. Just lean in.
I love you, Sunflower, and I hope that I can be a better father to you. And I think maybe I am taking the steps for that.
I think we're gonna do pretty good. I love you too.
Can you forgive me for the ways I have failed you?
Always.
Thank you. And he leans over and he kisses your forehead. And he just decides to suffer the bubble popping for the rest of the ride.
She's totally gonna walk in the meeting like, hey guys.
And so when you all arrive, Coterie, Doss is waiting for you, and he, instead of you normally walking up to him, he flags you guys down and runs up to you. He's like, hey guys, let's go. Alejandro's already in there and he creeps me out. So can you
Alejandro.
please just come with me?
And he creeps me out.
Yeah. Alejandro and his kid, they're coming too.
Curious.
You said Alpha was looking at franchising?
I don't know why he's here. That's I don't like being around him. The Somber are too much
We
for
will
me.
learn everything together.
Oh, La Sombra at the Nos.
I just look at Aaron. No heads up.
I didn't know anything about this. No.
Yeah.
All right, let's go. And he kind of like does that like power walking in and like keeps looking back to check that you guys are coming with him. He is deeply uncomfortable with Alejandro.
Just every time. I'm surprised that your friend never told you where this was. What was his name? It was a Ninja Turtle.
Raph.
That one.
Yeah, he didn't stick around.
Fair enough.
So you all are going in.
Yep.
You make your
Yeah.
way down, and Jackson, for your first time here, you see an old train car covered in graffiti with the windows completely painted solid blackout. And Doss leads you inside. Alejandro and Sibyl are already on the train. Just sitting together. Sybil, I assume, is still popping
absolutely.
her pop toy. Doss just goes straight to the control room without a word, and the doors shut. And after a few seconds, the car lurches forward and begins to speed down the tunnels.
I nudge Jackson, point to the windows. See?
Yep.
Hi there.
I see the resemblance.
How are you two doing?
Good.
Doing.
Good.
It's good to see you in one piece.
Yeah. Good to see you too.
I am sorry that I did not tell you. Surprise!
Oh yeah. Glad you got the notice.
And didn't tell you.
Yeah.
Oops.
Funny thing that. Real funny.
Have you two met?
Yes.
Good, just trying to bounce off the
Yeah,
conversation.
right,
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, was it?
At the trial.
She doesn't remember shit.
I don't remember. The what?
Oh. Yeah.
I sort of looked at Alejandro, like, curiously.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Am I missing
No, it's just everything there's a lot that's gone on with the Nosferatu lately that you'll find out about it. It's fine.
Yes, if you were invited along with us, I imagine you'll be roped in on a lot of things. I just idly scratch right there.
Yeah.
Don't remember you. So
We met very briefly. I know Pippa.
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 Yeah.
Pippa.
Pippa.
Where is Pippa?
Pippa is having a chat with Tilly, last I heard.
You should know.
Yeah.
Last I heard, Tilly was speaking to her 4 days ago.
Yeah, we haven't talked to her since then.
Interesting.
She's not a shepherd. Don't look at me.
Yeah, no. She went on a... What's his name? It's curly hair.
Jacob.
Yeah, Jacob.
That is
She went
Tilly's
with-
boy.
Yeah, they had a talk. She went with him.
Okay, so at least she actually went to Tilly's house. That is
Yes,
good to
no,
know.
she did.
If it was Jacob who picked her up,
I'll have to ask her about that next time I see her.
Yeah.
she normally comes by. I let her go from the bunker,
If she's with Tilly, she'll be fine.
Yeah, it was...
but Tilly is not her primogen.
No, I know, but
Does Proctor know about her?
What did Jacob say?
I wasn't there.
I know. Sorry, musing out loud. Something about divisions or something.
Okay.
Given any of Tilly's even imagined history, there's probably fewer surprises there than we might think.
Like I said, if
Yeah.
if Pippa went willingly to Tilly and you haven't seen her since, I imagine she is safe with Tilly.
Storyteller, can I just shoot her a text really quick?
Yes, you
On my
can on
brand
your
new BlackBerry.
on your brand new BlackBerry.
I'm just, yeah, I'll pull it out. Be like,
Is it the same phone number?
is it mine? Is it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
So she's gonna text, hey, ... You alive? Question mark.
No response.
Oh.
But seeing your phone out, I'm actually going to text you. I'll tell you more later. And a smiley face.
Okay. Just slide in the bucket. So you are
Jackson.
cool, and so you just.
Another gangrel.
Oh.
Oh.
So actually, I'm a bridge between you two.
Mm-hmm.
We should all be friends here, yeah?
It's your stepbrother.
I mean, I.
Well, he's bridged to a lot, yeah.
A cousin.
Yes, so
Whatever,
now
me.
you have cousins. Your family is bigger and bigger.
Yeah, I live mostly up at the Gangrel compound with Denise.
That would make sense.
And I help the shepherds out with stuff.
Stuff.
I think it is
Yeah.
very interesting all you Gangrel live together.
Me too.
It's like the Nosferatu, yes?
It's it's
Yeah.
a little weird to me.
Le
but
Sombra, we
it
do
works.
not usually keep together.
There aren't enough of us to live together.
So,
Perhaps that's for the best.
I'm inclined to agree.
So, and he's just like awkwardly tapping his foot. He's not
she's
used to social situations.
she's gonna hand the taco. Like, what?
I'm gonna hand it right back. I don't need that kind of temptation.
So she'll kind of like look around. Thomasina, see Anton. I don't think she. No Hex either.
She's got stuff to do. Could be a while.
Fair enough.
Is she alright?
She needed a personal reprieve.
You guys,
One of the things that you're going to find out while we're here, Dot is no longer primogen with the Nosferatu.
You're serious?
Yes.
Last we saw.
I was told I was meeting with Dot tonight.
I'm sorry, what?
What?
Yes, my meeting tonight is with Dot.
Who told you this?
Alpha.
Face to face.
Yes, he was in my house drinking my wine.
Dot.
Dot went off with another group.
Yeah.
Last we saw, we did not expect her to be coming back.
Very unlikely that she's come back.
Another group? Like the Sabbat?
No.
No,
I am very confused.
Kindred.
Did Alpha
Not
smell
kindred.
like Alpha?
Were they
Haven't
my
even bothered
associates?
checking.
they were kissing.
No.
What?
I
Did
didn't
you
even
say
bother
kissing?
checking.
Fairies.
Oh,
They are-
for fuck's sake.
They are not what you are thinking,
I'm
Sunflower. They are very
Sure.
They're a bad dream.
They're worse than us.
Oh, I wasn't thinking Tinkerbell. I was thinking like the kind that kidnap children and swap their babies.
You're in the right.
That's
you're
yes,
in the right
that's
place.
it. That is
Yeah.
very
I'm
close actually. Good
not,
job.
Yeah.
Not happy about
Hence
that.
my confusion that you are here to meet Dot.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Perhaps maybe this is information we will keep to ourselves, eh?
Good.
Alpha was there with us.
If this is what it's what he said to
I
me,
have
so
questions.
Yeah.
whatever
questions.
is tonight, maybe we don't talk about that.
If he said it, then
Zip.
Storyteller, do I have service?
Yes,
it's Wi-Fi down.
you're actually getting a prompt if you would like to join the ShrekNet Wi-Fi network.
Decline.
Now you have no service.
Yes, now you have no service.
I just put my phone away.
It's Wi-Fi down here.
No, thank you.
There's a hotspot inside the train car.
No, thank you.
No trust.
I'm good.
Yeah, no, we will all learn new things together. I suppose.
I suppose I am a bit concerned now.
Join the club.
Yeah.
Yep.
I am
So,
going to be a little on guard.
I think that's understandable in modern nights.
We were specifically
right
told that we
choice.
were going to be meeting with others.
Yeah.
Other Nosferatu.
I assume about like actual shepherd things, not
Yes.
Yeah.
for pleasure.
Yeah.
More information. So
I don't like this.
if Alpha himself is the one that made that happen, then he knows something we don't.
Should we get like parent trapped?
Wait, when did you see Alpha?
He was in my house tonight,
When?
like right when I woke up.
Around what time was it?
I get up a little early. I am older, so
Please
I got
tell me.
I got up at about
Please.
6.
So he was at Alejandro's in a reasonable amount of time before he was at ours. Based
He
on
was
what
at
Alpha-
Alejandro's enough to give a message and then went straight to your house.
Based on
Okay.
based on what everything was like.
Okay.
Okay, that's,
Because I was getting very scared.
because I'm thinking about like where Alejandro lives, where we live. It's like it's not unreasonable.
Okay. Or okay.
If it's important information, he might not have felt comfortable having someone else tell it.
Apparently,
I was just more worried about the being in two places at once thing.
no,
Yeah.
no. This makes sense.
Okay.
He just showed up in the house and said, "You need to go to the Nosferatu heaven tonight. You got to talk to Dot about some things." And okay, fuck you, bye.
And besides, he drank all of his wine.
That is-
That
Alpha.
sounds.
He drank my
correct.
$300 wine.
See, of course it's him.
Why do you have $300
Yeah,
wine?
that
Wine is
sounds
wine.
It tastes the
It's very
same
much
either
not.
way.
Okay.
It tastes the same, but it's very much not the same.
I mean, a B positive is a little sour. B is
We're
sweet.
gonna have a very
Alejandro's
long
corner
talk
of
when we
the train car starts getting a little darker.
Sorry about that.
It is not all this.
She's like, try and like
you.
hand him the taco thing. Maybe wanna...
Yes, it is. Next thing you know, you'll be telling me 13 crimes is fine. He's just pop, 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 pop.
It's been so long since I felt this understood. Thank you.
If I could still drink it, I might agree, but whatever.
Das, how we going on the arrival?
Everyone's like,
Das is like, just a minute.
wouldn't be here, you know.
On that note, actually, I'm gonna break away from the group for a second and lean up towards Das and just go, "Hey, out of curiosity,
Yeah,
how's Dot?"
she's worse for the wear, but keeping to herself.
Worse for the wear.
Yeah, she's kind of staying in her house. She doesn't really let anybody see her these days. I pretty much communicate with her entirely over text.
So you haven't seen her, though.
I saw her like briefly. She came out to pick up a package, but she had like her long bathrobe on that she only wears when she's sad. Which is kind of weird because I think it's just a Snuggie that's like way too big and she wears it the wrong way, but I am not the one to tell her that she's wearing it wrong.
That's not a wrong way to wear that.
Well, she's like wearing it backwards.
I mean, the whole thing is wrong.
That's very true. But it's like this hot pink Snuggie and it's like her depression pajamas.
Makes sense. Well, hopefully she will be in a better mood tonight. And I'll just pat him on the shoulder and walk back to the group.
Did this even move further down the track?
I think the awkwardness makes the trip feel longer.
And you do finally pull up to the
Right on
haven.
cue.
And Das stops it. Alejandro stood up right as soon as the car stopped, and he's waiting at the door for it to open, like every old man on a subway.
Good. That tracks.
And Das comes out and he's like, fuck. And, and he opens the doors, and Alejandro's waiting for Das, and Das exits first, with Alejandro following after him.
Highly amused, I follow.
Yeah. Just loading out. Autobots roll out.
This is gonna be fucking weird.
Yeah, before we go in, I just sort of sidle up next to Sibyl and just go, how are you doing, though?
Doing.
It's fair. Everybody seems to be going through something right now.
Yeah. Yeah. Being kidnapped and put into torpor will do that to you.
It's not fun, is it?
No, especially not from some asswipe human fucking using Elijah like a science project.
Well, one can only hope that that is not the last we see of him.
Oh, it won't be. That's for sure. He'll be dead one day.
One day.
Jackson, can you just be on high alert for this
Shenanigans?
Dot being Dot?
Don't have to ask me twice.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm actually, before I even get off, I'm gonna wait for everyone else to get off the car before I do. I'm gonna turn on heightened senses, and I'm just gonna kind of take in all of the smells and sounds that are down here, so that I can get accustomed to them, so that I can pick stuff out from against them.
Okay. It's a lot of fuel smells, a lot of gasoline,
Which is why Don
Some-
always smells a little bit like gasoline.
some like electricity burns
Okay.
a bit,
Rats.
dirt, rats, stale water.
Okay. I get used to it, so
Yeah.
that when new smells are introduced, I can pick them out more easily and differentiate.
Understood.
And then I follow everyone else.
All right. And so as Das goes to open the door, I think that's a good spot for us to take our break. So we're going to get some water, stretch our legs. You all do the same. We'll be back in a few minutes. welcome back. So, where we left off, Das has opened the door for all of you to now enter the Nosferatu Haven. And as you walk in, for those of you who have been here before, there's been a few housing upgrades. And for those of you who haven't, you walk in and you see old train cars that have been done up like tiny homes throughout this large cavernous room. And there's they've got like flowers planted out front. They've got little mailboxes on the side. Some have been graffiti painted. And there's Nos kind of milling about, doing their jobs. There's cables running everywhere. And in the middle, at the end of the row, is stacked about 4 cars high. And in a square is Dot's Haven.
This is really similar to the compound.
Just a lot more techie.
Yeah.
And there are some Christmas lights kind of strung around Dot's Haven. Probably she just hasn't taken them down since Christmas. And Dos just kind of gestures and goes, all right, yep, y'all know where to go. And he heads back to the train car, and you guys are left at the door of the Haven.
I don't know where to go, but I'm assuming it's Dot's Haven.
Yeah.
That is where I figured I was supposed to go. I assume it is the big building.
Usually she doesn't let people in, but there's a lot of unusual, so how about we? And I'll just start walking, as I've always wanted to see the inside of this place.
And Alejandro's walking, but like staying very apprehensive, and he kind of like puts his arm around Sibyl's waist to kind of like keep you close. And it's a bit of a walk. There's quite a lot of Nosferatu living in here.
Wave to the handful I know.
Yeah, and they're waving back. And Mouse is like in the middle of running with like a huge box of gear to another person's house. So you guys just see this like 5-foot tall little girl, Nosferatu, go running by.
And for note, there doesn't seem to be any air of tension or remorse or anything going on here. It seems like business as usual.
Seems like the usual Grand
Okay.
Central Station atmosphere.
Okay. Everything is standard.
I mean, I kind of expected it to be anyway, but
I expected to at least see a sad face.
Maybe they don't know.
I don't think that they do.
It's possible if Alpha is telling other people to meet with Dot, they may not have any idea. Dos didn't seem to know when I asked him.
I don't like this at all.
Dos said that she seemed depressed, but she was wearing her depression bathrobe. So we'll have to inspect a little closer.
Yeah, already on it. Okay. Yeah, for you.
Yeah, just continue to walk all the way. I'm gonna walk all the way as close as I can get to Dot's Haven, all the way up to and including knocking on the door.
Yeah, you can walk all the way up to the door. Nobody is stopping you.
This is new. So I just knock on the door.
And you hear coming. And you can hear like a couple things move about.
Does it sound exactly like Dot?
Sounds exactly like Dot.
Okay, what the fuck?
And
no reactions.
I'm gonna just kind of like move to the side of the door and just like kind of put my back, sort of just like I don't want to be the first person this thing sees.
Yep.
yeah, it's been about 2 weeks since everything happened with Dot.
Yeah, I just
Yeah.
stay to the group before the door opens. No reactions.
And Alejandro's just standing behind the rest of you. He's like, no reactions. And Dot opens the door, and you see Dot as you know her. The very serious expression, black long sleeve wrap, shirt kind of tied at the waist with a sash, black harem pants with black socks and black house slippers and black gloves. She is pretty much covered from the neck down entirely. And she waves for you to come in. She goes, welcome, come in.
Hi.
And she immediately turns, knowing you're about to say something, and she gestures to 3 Nosferatu sitting on a couch across from her. And she says, this is Keys, Bios, and Crypt. Kids, these are the shepherds. They're who you'll be working for. And you look at each one, and in the order that she introduced them, Keys is a lanky girl with a row of sharp teeth, bright orange eyes, hair very matted in her face, wearing a faded Atlanta Falcons jersey and jeans. Bios is a big, heavyset guy, long, scraggly beard with a bald head. All of his dead skin is very patchy, looking stitched together. He's got neon green frame eyeglasses and a black denim jacket over a tank top and black pants. And Crypt is the smallest of them. They've got a pompadour of dirty blonde hair, multiple facial piercings, a button-up blouse of mushrooms with black overalls over it, and work boots.
I look each one of them. I look back at Dot. You already know what I'm gonna do.
Go for it.
I do not get hungrier.
Mm-hmm.
1, 2, 3. 7 critical on Scry the Soul.
Okay. What are you looking for?
I am. Well, there's a usual list of things that Scry the Soul pulls.
Yes, what is that list?
It's stuff like emotional state of the subject, what kind of supernatural they are, if they're under the influence of blood sorcery or other kind of magic, if they've committed Diablerie in the last year, and then a critical win allows something unexpected as given by you. Specifically, I'm looking with how much I know Dot. I'm trying to mentally compare how much this matches.
It is Dot, but what you get is that it's the most depressed she's ever been. You can feel that coming from her. Her usual grandeur is completely gone. One of those where you question that it's Dot simply because everything that is about her personality normally is gone.
So everything else matches what I'm used to except that.
Yep.
Okay.
She's so depressed that she seems like a different person.
I just look at her and go, Dos mentioned a bathrobe.
I changed out of it. That was so kind of him to tell you about that.
Well, we were concerned about you.
Storyteller.
Bullshit.
Reverse side of that, non-supernatural. Since I've spent a lot of time, especially after the doppelganger incident, memorizing mannerisms and scents and stuff of the shepherds, but also close associates, I'd like to make a roll to see if she smells different, voice is any different, things like that.
Okay.
I'm also going to rouse first and do a blood surge, which I'm not hungrier. That's good. 8 critical.
This is the same scent that you're used to, but at an 8 critical, she has not showered since you have last seen her.
No. We don't exactly sweat or anything, so.
But she's got the stink of living underground.
Must.
No, so everything lines up with the Dot that we've met on multiple occasions. Okay.
At the bullshit, I'll just just make eye contact with Jackson and then turn back to the new 3. Keys, Bios, Crypt.
And they all raise their hand as you say their name.
Cool.
Anton, Thomasina, Jackson, Aaron, and this is Sibyl and Alejandro.
And Alejandro quickly goes, I am not a part of this. Dot, I came to talk with you about my rejoining the Camarilla. And she goes, yes, yeah, I've got your paperwork, 1 second. And she leaves the room to go into her private office. And the 3 Nosferatu are just kicked back on the sofa, just, hey.
There's paperwork.
So,
and Keys is like, so, we're all going to be working together?
yeah, did you get a briefing?
Yeah, pretty much. You guys pick up the people that are turned, that don't belong anywhere. Our job is to find all the information so you can go pick them up, know what you're walking into, and you hear Crypt go, "Don't set anybody on fire."
Just the one time.
And Bios
For
goes,
you.
"Yeah, they were super clear about that one,
Yeah.
to make sure that you guys don't set anyone on fire."
Do you guys make a habit of
No.
setting people?
Alejandro's eyes
on
are as
fire?
wide as
It
saucers.
was
I
just,
mean-
it was the one time.
Yes, but unrelated.
And Keys is like, "Yeah, they just said to make sure we get you as much information as possible." And Alpha was super
Yeah.
strict on like getting this shit done quickly.
That
so
will prevent the lighting on fire bit, yes.
And you know what I'm
so
surprised?
that's our job.
What I'm
now.
surprised about is that no one has mentioned making sure that all video feeds are scrubbed or completely cut off.
That also would help.
That would.
That's part of what we do.
I was gonna
I'm
say
so
that's
happy.
not standard.
We're
So many
your
things.
It wasn't for
think
a
of
while.
us like your support squad. And Crypt is just like, yeah, like our job is to make sure you can do your job and it gets us out of all the extra bitch work around here, because not gonna lie, we are the youngest, we get the shit work. So
I mean-
super excited to do literally whatever you guys need.
I mean, it's still kind of the same thing. No offense.
And Bios is like, that's correct.
And I was about to ask, has he spoken at all?
Yeah, he has.
Okay.
He's like, yeah, it's still bitch work, but at least it's like,
Different bitch work.
Interesting.
Distinct
bitch
bitch
work.
work.
it's interesting bitch work, and it's bitch work that at least goes somewhere. I mean, there's only so many times you can comb through somebody else's code before you just are like, why the fuck am I here?
I haven't seen.
Can't
coding
relate,
in
but-
years.
Sure.
And Crypt's like, all right, so
You mentioned youngest. How young are you?
I think we're not supposed to tell you that.
Because
Different
Nosferatu
question.
thing.
How long have you been in the city?
Oh, in Atlanta, 9 years.
Okay.
And
Shit, long
Bios
okay.
goes 5 years. And Keys goes 35 years.
Okay. So you know all of the
Okay.
peach trees.
Yeah. I know them all.
Why is it that you're helping us, whereas previously Dot was giving us this info?
I tried asking and I was told to mind my own business. So
that sounds about right.
Have y'all been
That's-
having to take up some of the slack for her lately?
we've been doing all the slack of everybody else that's been helping Dot. It's kind of a whole shit rolls downhill situation.
Sure. How long's that been going on?
And Crypt's like, it's about 2 weeks now.
Sure.
Probably, I don't know. She came back one night. She was super pissed off. It's actually been less than 2 weeks. It's probably been like, she was gone for like 3 days or something on like some kind of business trip or whatever, but she came back in like the worst fucking mood ever, and she started like picking people for work, and then she started picking people to cover that people's work, and then picking people to cover that people's work, and so we're like the fourth down on that chain.
Just a whole restructuring.
Yeah, she did a lot of restructuring because she said for shit she had to do, she couldn't do it herself anymore. So I imagine whatever happened, she's probably got bigger shit on her plate. That's usually how it goes with bosses.
Quite the change of heart.
Story
I don't
time.
know.
Passwords.
While they're all talking, and I have the heightened senses on, and I'm kind of listening to where Dot and Alejandro are, even if I can't hear them, like just kind of where they are in the.
You just hear a lot of, all right, and you sign here. Make sure that you accept articles 1 through 10. Do you accept this? Here are the known Sombre. Please initial beside each one of them to acknowledge your, accounting of them. And here's the paperwork for Sibyl. You have to sign all these pages. Sibyl has to sign these pages.
I'm gonna slip away.
Where are you going?
I'm just gonna look around Dot's Haven.
It's a small, you're in a train car.
Yeah, but you said it was a stack of about
Levels.
4 in a square, so
You would have to go up a set of stairs. You would have to leave this train car to go into the inner courtyard and go upstairs to start going around other cars.
Yeah.
That's what he's trying to do.
well, I'm gonna go into the courtyard. I'm gonna slip into the courtyard without the 3 noticing, hopefully.
Let's make that Dex and Stealth.
That's perfectly fine with me.
Sibyl's just trying to, like, not touch anything.
I will say that if at all I notice Jackson doing that, I will talk even more at these three.
Okay. And they're engaging. They're very friendly. You can tell that they're just happy to, like, have a position that feels like it matters.
5, and I have a specialty in stealth against other kindred.
Okay. You're able to slink out into the courtyard. Courtyard's very nice. It's got a fire pit, a bunch of lawn chairs, a couple cornhole games, and a volleyball net.
Not what I was expecting.
It's just a nice little kind of like summer house courtyard. And there's sets of stairs going up to each level.
Can I hear where Alejandro and Dot are?
Yeah, they're just in the next train car over.
Okay, so I'm just gonna kind of look around, and then if I hear them finishing up, I'm gonna scoot back.
Okay.
So I'm not.
So looking around, you see a shape in the window of one of the train cars up top. This shape would not be familiar to you, but there's somebody up in the top car. Just kind of reading. They're not really doing much. But there's just somebody up there.
Okay. Can I hear them?
That person, they're not making any noise.
Okay. I'm gonna sneak closer.
Okay.
See if I can get a look at them through the window.
Nope.
No? Just
They have a shade
outline?
drawn.
Okay,
so
so I
you're
just
just
see
getting
them
a shadow.
against the light. Okay. Okay, I'm
And
just
it-
gonna poke around a little bit more and see if there's anything weird.
Yeah, it just appears to be the shape of a man with short hair,
Man with short hair sitting,
sitting with a book.
but not making any noise.
Nope.
Like I don't even hear pages turning.
Nope.
That's weird. Is the door locked?
Up top.
You would have to go up 4 flights of stairs.
I know. That was. Sorry.
Okay, so
that was not. I didn't make that clear. I apologize. Yeah, I'm going all the way up there to see if like I can see through the window. So.
Okay, if you go all the way up, the curtains are on the inside, so the shade is on the inside, so you can't see through that. Are you intending to try the door?
Quietly, yes. Actually, I will activate Silence of Death, and then yeah, I'll see if it's locked.
Okay, it is locked.
I am not
And the
going
second
to
that-
break it or pick it though.
The second that the handle moves, the figure stands up and starts making its way towards the door, and you still hear nothing.
Make my way back down.
Okay.
I have Silence of Death activated, so I just hurry. I
Okay.
can make noise.
Are you hurrying down into the courtyard?
Yeah, just down into the courtyard.
Okay. The door opens,
Mm-hmm.
and you see a gentleman step out. Dark shirt, dark pants, blonde hair pulled back.
Okay.
Not in a ponytail, just kind of slicked
Yeah.
back. With a patterned scarf around his neck and shoulder holsters with pistols in it. And he kind of looks around, looks down straight at you, and turns on his heels and goes back in and shuts the door.
Sorry, I'm trying to remember if I've met someone before.
You have not.
I have
You
not.
have not.
Well,
Okay.
no. Yes. Yes, he did.
That's right.
Yes, he did.
That's right.
once.
You
You met him
did.
exactly one time.
Exactly once.
So how about you roll me, we'll call that intelligence and awareness to see if you recognize him, since it was only once and it's been a bit.
3.
That might be Cirrus. You can't remember, but he does look very familiar.
Mental note. And at that I just kind of hang out in the courtyard and listen to Alejandro and Dot, and then their conversation with Keys, Bios, and Crypt,
Which
and act like I'm just stepping out because Gangrel, indoor space is bad.
You need the fresh air.
Indoor space is bad.
Indoor space bad.
Which at that point I'm asking, like, so we've heard that there is at least a list of 10 Lost Childer.
And Bios is like, yeah, 10's what we're working on right now. Kind of running the gamut of everything, and all the Primogens seem to have their own opinion about what should be done. So we're also, we have been instructed to talk with y'all about each clan, because as we get information and can figure out which clan, we gotta run it by the Primogen and figure out if they've got any special shit they want done. Kind of becoming a whole thing. I think y'all's job is getting a bit more official now.
It seems to be. Well, the Gangrel tend to like to handle those Lost Childer on their own. If I'm correct? Yes, Aaron?
Yeah.
And Crypt leans forwards and goes, yeah, we've been told to pretty much just hand them straight to you.
Great.
Dot previously wanted to personally handle the Nosferatu as well. I do not know if
Yeah,
that is
we
the same.
won't be handing you any Nosferatu.
Then that's the same.
You can pretty much guarantee that.
That's the same then. Tilly will want to meet any Malkavians as soon as possible, but I believe they can also go through the school.
I have notes here that they pull out a BlackBerry, and they're looking at it, and it's a very familiar BlackBerry. Like, looks like the same model. And they go,
She's gonna like pull it out, just like look at it side by side. Probably pretty obviously. She's
like,
not trying
"Oh."
to. She's like,
sweet case. I like that. Where'd you get that?
very exclusive area. I'm kind of.
And they're like,
Yeah.
can you get me one?
Maybe, but that's not.
I got this off some suit, so I've just been using it.
Can I see that?
He.
No, I got a file on you. I know not to hand you
Oh,
things.
but I can touch this one.
I was told not to hand anything electronic to him.
What about me?
Sure, I don't care.
She's gonna like not immediately grasp it, just kind of like touch it, just a little. Does it do anything?
It lights up.
But I mean, like it doesn't like start.
Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
She's gonna take it. What would you like to look at? She's holding it out so you can look at it.
Just any.
That's just my shepherd's note phone.
No worries. I think it's the phone itself.
Yeah.
Can you?
And they're like, there was some dude,
She's got like phone on
I like-
phone.
he like tried to come after me in an alley, and I kicked his ass. And I just have a habit of taking the phones off the people because there's usually good shit on it.
Okay. So
In an alley?
Yeah.
How long ago?
Probably like mid-February or something.
Cool.
Well, we know who they got.
Yep. So long you took it non-consensually. So.
Yeah, that's pretty much all my phones. But this one is just for notes for you guys.
And how are you going to be reaching out to us? Do we need to meet you here every time?
Bios is like, I was told to initiate a group chat with everyone on our secured server so that we could send you everything, because Dot does not want to trust regular phone servers for Lost Childer information.
Fair.
Makes sense. What are we downloading?
I'm probably just gonna send you PDFs, to be perfectly honest.
That's fair.
And Keys is like, yeah, I mean, I don't think you guys need anything more important than a PDF.
Probably not.
No offense.
Is there any one of them that we're especially worried about tonight?
No, none tonight. We don't have that much on them, really. We just got started. Alpha just turned this information over to us, and we just got a whole delivery from Alejandro of some records that he had access to. So I got to dig through those, cross-reference. I gotta do all that, but Bios is gonna set up the group chat. Dot said we should just meet all of you first so that you didn't get texts from random NOS, because they said you guys are all like really suspicious, so it's better if you like know that we're adding you to a group chat, and then we add you to a group chat, and then you don't, like, block us.
It pays to be suspicious, as I'm sure you know.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I don't blame you.
Are you working with anybody else besides us on similar situations?
What do you mean?
We heard that we might be expanding. Beyond you.
But no, we're the expansion.
Oh.
I mean, having a dedicated group
No, it's
to a
great.
specific set of tasks is at
No,
least
it's-
some kind of organization.
It's great. I just didn't know if there were going to be multiple teams running around at this point.
Well, I'm sorry if we're not enough for you.
I said it's great. I don't have to worry about hours at that point.
It takes them a while to appreciate the finer things, don't worry. You all seem like you're doing a lot of work already, as quickly as you were given this. Do you have any concerns that you'd like to ask us about?
I don't have any. Bios. And Bios is like, do you all prefer for us to just drop a PDF and be like, go get them? Or, you know, we can always arrange some situations, time some traffic lights, make a little car wreck, make you at the scene, or y'all want to handle that on a case-by-case basis?
Case by case, I think.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, if there's any that are, like, dangerous, I'll just, like, put big, like, warning signs on the PDF.
That would be very useful, thank you.
And Keys is like, or Crypt is like, what's everybody's names again? I already lost them.
Anton,
Thomasina.
Not in the room.
That's right.
which is probably when they'll notice that you're not
Yep.
there.
Aaron.
Yes.
Okay.
Sibyl.
You were not on my dossier with that. Are you with?
Alejandro, I'm
Okay.
his childer.
Oh, you're the baby. All right.
She has
got
not
it,
yet
got
joined
it.
our ranks.
Yeah. And wait, where's your friend?
And that's when I'll actually look.
Out here.
That's what I'll look over. And that's Jackson.
Dude, don't wander off. She fucking hates that. Get back in here.
I'm standing in the doorway.
And they're like, all right. And Dot winds up coming back with Alejandro, and she's got a stack of papers about 2 inches tall. And she's like, Sibyl, come on, it's your turn. She's like, don't worry.
Get up.
And she brings you in, and she goes, thankfully, your part of this is really small. Your naturalization papers are in here. Alejandro has already signed that he takes accountability for you if something happens where you would need to be put to death for what you've chosen to do. Alejandro will be put to death instead. You have to sign here that says you acknowledge that. Okay.
They're called the traditions. I can go over them with you later.
I
You're
think
not
I'm
with
in
her.
it. Yeah,
She
I'm
took
in
her
the
into a
room.
different room.
Okay.
She goes, this sheet is the traditions. I assume your father
Okay.
explained this to you. You just signed to acknowledge that you have read them.
She's
It's-
just really side-eyeing her. She's not gotten over the fact that she, like, mind-wiped Hex into almost fighting her.
And she's like, all right. And last one. This is the lease for you and your father's private haven. We are giving you one under the table that the SI will not know about, so that you can have a little freedom to come and go from somewhere that is not bugged and filled with cameras. You just sign the lease here that you accept it. All right. And she takes a business card that has an address on it. She goes, that would be your house.
slip it in
That
the
has my number written on it. If you have any trouble with the house, let me know. I am the fake real estate agent for that house.
That makes sense.
So that's it for your paperwork. Do you want to read through anything your father signed? You don't have to. This is just his official paperwork joining the Camarilla. We had to do something a little more bureaucratic since he was so staunchly independent for so long. This isn't like picking up someone like yourself who is new to all this. You wouldn't have to sign anything for joining the Camarilla, as evident now.
No, I trust that he made the smart decision.
Okay. You can rejoin your friends. I'm going to get this all filed away, and I'll be back with you in a minute.
Thanks. Kind of.
And she lets you out of the room, and she goes over to a filing cabinet, and you guys can hear just the clunking of a file cabinet that's probably as old as she is. Yeah, the...
During all that, while the rest are talking, I'm just gonna look over to Jackson and with his agreement, I'm telepathy. Find anything interesting?
I just think possibly better kept for when we're not down here.
I can look if you want.
Nah.
I'll just nod and sit back.
Okay.
And you do see a confused look on my face, separate from you popping into the head. But I'm also still kind of standing in the doorway and listening to Dot and Sibyl's conversation too.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and you can tell that from,
Head tilt.
yeah.
All right. And so, Dot eventually comes back into the room. She's like, all right, kids, I think that's enough socializing for tonight. Bios, you make the group chat. You guys go back to work on what you were doing. And they're like, yes, Mama. And they all get up and leave the room. And Dot kind of walks them out, shuts the door behind them, and kind of peeks through the curtain to watch them walk away. And she turns around and goes, I wasn't going to answer questions in front of them, but go ahead.
How?
Yeah.
And Alejandro is just like looking at all of you, just very like, did we just
How?
jump straight to that?
How?
He's like,
We don't play niceties.
they tortured me. For hours, days, I don't know. Time felt like it went 3 times as long. I have scars now that won't heal, and when I try to mold my flesh over it, it just goes right back. And what happened to Hex happened to me too. They took Dorothy Oglethorpe, and I am only Dot Matrix now. My work and my life here is all I have left. And so that's what I'm going to focus on. And she takes a second, and in her own newfound aggravation, just picks up her shirt, not even caring that she is completely flashing you. And you see rips through her flesh, very uneven, patterned, deep cuts that just look barely closed.
Story
They
time.
look fresh.
I would actually like to make an insight check,
Go ahead.
both on what she's saying to see if she's telling the truth, but also if the wounds look like they could have been self-inflicted.
Okay.
Wits and insight?
Yes.
Okay. One.
Absolutely true. And the wounds are not self-inflicted.
So they harmed you and they stripped your identity and then they let you go? This was their blood for blood?
Are you...
Their idea of blood was that I would be too satisfied to give my life for my daughter. It was something that made me proud. So they wanted to leave me broken.
That actually makes a lot of sense.
It does.
I'm... This may be overly personal. Are you sleeping?
Now I am. They didn't let me, though. I didn't sleep for 3 days. That's why I don't know how long it was.
But since then, nothing unusual during the day.
No.
No other deals got made.
No. I kept my mouth shut. I know better.
And do you remember everything else about the night?
Yes.
Do you remember the arrival, the exchange? Do you remember the red cap?
Yes.
Us shaking hands, the whole thing?
Yes. I
Have
remember what you asked me.
Have you talked with Hex? Let her know that you're okay.
No.
Do you remember what I said about Hex during the trial?
Yes. I figure she's better off if she thinks I'm dead.
For now.
Until she comes back and finds out that that's yet something else that has been kept from her. That's probably a terrible idea.
I'm gonna throw a hard glance at Anton. Just,
We'll have to take that as we come.
Is the loophole closed? Do we need to worry about any more breaches?
As far as I understand from Alpha, the loophole has been closed. They renegotiated the agreement, and now the leader of every non-human, or completely human, I guess we allow the mages, have to meet monthly and discuss business desires of our constituents, any ways that our societies may conflict, and then it is on us to resolve it.
A unified board meeting.
Like a model UN.
Alpha, Moni, that guy. I don't even know who's with the mages right now.
It's an asshole you don't want to meet.
Fair enough.
Oh my god, this is a shit
And
show.
The world is so much more complicated than you know.
and the wraiths get a seat at the table, and
What?
the demons get a seat at the table.
I'm
The- the-
sorry.
What's the,
I'm sorry, there's more than one of them here?
They're
The wraiths?
No, the
Absolutely.
demons.
They're
The-
transient.
what?
what did the Wraiths even bring to?
This group
There-
is confused. There's demons too.
there's
Do you not?
Alejandro's like,
I-
oh,
Yes.
It took it took me a bit of time putting two and two
Wrestling
together,
guy.
but you remember the wrestler?
Uh-huh.
I don't think it was a persona.
oh, that wrestler that came to town was absolutely a demon.
Yes,
There are demons?
apparently.
Yeah.
It was new to me too.
Okay.
wraiths.
What?
Those
Yeah.
oblivion plane
You,
creatures.
you know, like
As a
when you're-
Lasombra, you've probably seen them as lightly transparent people when you travel through Oblivion. And Alejandro's like, yes, Sunflower, you remember that time we were going through it? And I said, don't look at that man, look away.
Oh,
I can
That
give you,
was a wraith.
I can give you the scarier version. You know Lake Lanier?
I do not. I look.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lake's haunted. I get
I
that.
went swimming in it.
Oh,
Why
you
did you
idiot.
do that?
You did what?
Oh, yeah. No, I did. Lake's Haunted seemed like a joke. I'm not from here.
It's not a joke.
Yeah, I know. I
And
lost
Dot's
half
like,
my face.
oh my god.
And Theodore, I thought you paid attention in school.
No, I already knew all of it.
Apparently not.
Yeah, no, I had half my face clawed off. It
Well.
was wonderful.
You're lucky you would have your face clawed off. Dot's like, yeah, that, wow.
Anton just looks like you deserved it for sleeping in class or something.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's not a fun time.
All
Well-
of these different parties, and the humans are still not aware.
That's
I mean,
kind of our job.
You know the ones that are, or at least aware of us.
Right.
that.
And how they act.
And there is more like ours for all of them. So part of that agreement is keeping an eye on each other's backs. I have a couple Nos that look into Pentex, which is who troubles the Garu. And then the Cathane have their own bullshit. And we went from not being involved in anybody's business to legally being required to be in everybody's business.
It may work out for the best in the end.
Okay.
So are we gonna like protect demons from exorcists or
Oh,
something?
no.
'Cause
I
I'm really
imagine
not
everybody's
trying-
still
We are not
handling
protecting
themselves.
demons from shit. Demons can handle their own stuff.
It's
I'm
more
not getting
just
involved in that.
demons are going to be in this part of the city for this part of the night. Fuck off. That's
We're
Think of
going
it this way: if a demon has a score to settle with someone, we all stay out of the way.
and now we know. That
And
ahead
now
of
we
time.
will be informed. They will say, "Hey, I'm going to fuck up this guy on North Peachtree at 8 o'clock," and we go, "Roger that. We will not be there."
and then we say goodbye to North Peachtree.
For this worth, we, aside from demons, are the only ones that actually feed on humans, so there's not that much to worry about in the grand scheme of things.
This seems like the appropriate time to ask this question because I've been wondering.
Go ahead.
So, like, there's Ignatius Pharmaceuticals,
Yes.
but like, there's also other people that know about us.
The building that we broke into.
No. Like, I mean, in general, I've run into them before. Like, I've run into
Yes.
hunters.
There's hunters all the time.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're still around. I
So
figured
there's
they were
a,
incorporated.
there's a variety of organizations of them.
Yes.
Some much more organized than others.
Yes.
Okay. I was a little confused.
I figured they all incorporated by now.
I mean, I've run into like a bunch of dudes in a pickup truck before, and was surprised they knew what the fuck I was. So,
Rednecks.
yeah, with shotguns.
Hey, you know.
Special shotguns, I imagine.
They do small little homemades.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jackson gets a staring off in the middle distance look for a minute.
Like I said, it may be for the best that we are all in each other's business, especially since there are so many people that are against us in a variety of ways. It also means that we can negotiate and perhaps keep everybody off all of our backs.
As long as we don't accidentally break some treaty that we don't actually know the details of.
That is up to Alpha and these other folks now.
Cool.
None of anyone who is not in power will be held responsible for unknowingly breaking the treaty. But if you are found to be informed of staying out of something and you interfere,
So ignorance is bliss to a certain degree.
extremely.
As usual.
But it is our job to be the knowledge and pass it on if we need to. If I tell you to stay away from North Peachtree and you go there, that's your head. If I don't tell you because I don't know something's happening on North Peachtree and you go to North Peachtree, that is on them.
Okay.
Very well.
And Alejandro moves closer and goes, changing of subject only slightly. Dot, I have a key for you. I've forgotten to know. For a login system. And he pulls out a business card with information scrawled on it. He hands over, he goes, for obvious reasons, I could not bring you a digital key. But my director has sequestered a drive on his computer for you to, I think it is called remotely access. I don't know what that means. He said he will put any information that he is willing for you to have into that drive. And there are some things that should be of interest to you in there already. This is my show of good faith as the Le Sombra Primogen that I am honest about my allegiance.
He put the drive together for her.
Yes,
They are working with us now?
he is working with us now.
That's a big person to be working with us.
There is no they, only him. I asked him why this change of heart, and he said a heart can change when a heart changes. He did not make any sense when he said it, but it seems like something changed his mind to be less malevolent.
Director of
Director Blackwater, yes.
What is the name of our poetic savior?
Director Blackwater. He said, he asked me who is the information hub of our culture. I told him it was Miss Matrix. And she's like, oh God, Dot, just call me Dot. And he's like, it was Dot. And he said he will only authorize information to one person. I was to give her the login key. But he said that he was convinced that there were bigger fish to fry. It seems he has had more contact with Kindred than I have been aware of.
Are you still going to be working with him now that you're
Yes.
leading?
Alpha is aware of this.
You don't think there's a kind of conflict of interest here?
He's
Director,
using whatever information he can get, and if he can get it without resistance, then all the better.
Director Blackwater has higher goals than eradicating all Kindred. The low-level people below him do not understand this. They are a little more fanatical. He has grander plans. His goal is not harmony, but you know, have you ever gone hunting? You know, sometimes there are too many deer, and then you have to
Population
shoot.
control.
That is the word, thank you.
Don't like that at all.
Not a
So-
fan.
But I have explained to him the politics of our world. He understands that the Sabbat are a bigger problem. He will eradicate all Sabbat. I give him the Sabbat information. He will eradicate as many as he can find.
I was going to say all Sabbat.
As many as he can find. When he runs out of Sabbat, we will see where we stand then.
Including Lydia?
That's more of what I was getting at.
Yeah.
He and I have had a specific conversation about her.
There it is.
That is private between me and my wife. And I hope you can respect that.
I can understand it.
That's still. I thought.
And you see Dot's face is also like,
Yeah.
I think everyone is kind of like, even Sibyl's like, I know you guys had a dinner.
If I had rice, I'd throw it. What the hell?
Yeah.
I don't think they ever got a divorce per se.
I suppose it's kind of hard
We
to apply
did-
for one, being thousands.
we did not have anything that was considered a divorce. She agreed at dinner that we have not been divorced. She apologized for calling me her ex-husband in front of a lot of people.
Oh,
There
good.
was a dinner.
She requested that we meet in Elysium.
Oh, good dinner.
I think she wanted me to not react predictably
That's fair.
to the things that she wanted to say. I let her speak her piece. I spoke my piece. We have a private resolution about how we feel given Atlanta and our future and you, Sibyl. So there are things I will tell you in private. But Director Blackwater is aware of my wife and we have had a conversation about it.
All of that being said, then you are still joining the Camarilla.
I feel it is the right thing to do.
He wasn't aware of her when he first met you.
No. I did not want him to hunt her down.
I'm curious as to what information about the Sabbat you gave him.
Everything I have.
I'm intrigued.
You are not on the list.
Was Pippa on the list?
I may have conveniently forgotten her.
Well, if there's any more information
Thank
that
you.
we can get them.
It was for you and no one else.
Yeah, if you want to share that list.
No.
What if we want to get more information over to them? Dot, do you still have the drive information?
What?
The drive information that I shared to you.
Yes.
Do we want to pass along more Sabat information?
I imagine Alejandro and I can discuss that in private.
You wouldn't know if I didn't say it.
Alejandro's like, are they always like this? Okay.
Yep.
Dad's like, all right, okay. I think you all are probably good to go. Bios will make the group chat. Alejandro, I will log into the system, and if it's true, I will send word through Sibyl with my gratitude.
Thank you.
Yeah.
This will be very helpful.
And it's good to see you.
It's good to see you too.
And I meant what I said during the trial.
I know.
It's good meeting you. Please don't erase anybody else's memory after I meet them. That was really awful.
You're young. And perhaps your father can explain this to you. And Alejandro's behind her like... She's like... The longer you live, the more lines tend to get blurred between what you should do and what you have to do. And what other people think is the right thing to do. Our connection to humanity is tenuous at best. And if you don't watch it, you wind up leading yourself down a road where you are the plaything to a bunch of Cathay.
That sounded very specific, but I will take that under advice.
Just keep an eye on things like that within yourself. I am not proud of anything I've done that make you all despise me. However, I would not change it because it has fundamentally changed me, and there is no way to get to this point without that.
Well, I'd say all is forgiven there. I didn't really have that much done to me, to be fair, but you know.
I think we have
Tomatoes,
I
tomatoes.
think we have a lot to reflect on and discuss. Thank you.
Good night.
Good night. I'll just,
Actually, Anton, wait.
I'll nod to everybody and like point out to them.
And she goes into the other room, and she comes back, and she puts a set of keys into your hand. There's a crumpled paper tag on it with some scribbled cursive that's kind of hard to make out because it's all just like worn. Looks like it went through the wash at one point. She says, it's not much, but they finally abandoned the Elythium. The Athenium, whatever it was you called it. I don't remember anymore. I was able to purchase it through a series of shell real estate investor groups. It's currently owned by a fake woman named Madeline Kravopuskov, a cousin who bought it on sentimental value of her ancestor so that she could maybe fix it up one day.
Is there anything left?
I haven't been there. I figured that was for you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much.
Go on. Leave.
As they do, I'll say, for what is worth, I was worried about you.
Bullshit. And she slams the door behind you.
Well. Just look at the keys. Just look to everybody else. We hugged, we didn't shake hands.
That's a development.
And I'm just gonna kind of nudge him a little bit. Storyteller, I haven't done this yet. Can he read my mind? Or project?
I can, but like
But can you hear?
you can't like think to me and I pick it up. Like I have
Right.
to actually I have to make the connection.
Okay. Because because I'm trying as hard as I can to try and get the thought over to him. Just like, I didn't say shit during the trial.
I'll just, yeah. If you're literally like hard staring, if you're literally like hard staring at me, then I'll just
There is a problem.
like I'll just kind of like clicking on, and you immediately hear what?
Okay. I'm just gonna go. I didn't say shit during the trial.
I know. Something's off, but it seems to be her. We'll figure out the rest as we get there. What about you?
Are we?
I'm walking.
You guys are
Yeah.
heading out. Doss is at the door just like
Yeah.
waiting for y'all. And Alejandro's like speed walking. He is not comfortable here.
I'm watching him. I'm keeping him in eye distance.
Yeah.
I'm walking with the cool kids, but I'm watching him beeline for the train.
When you say that, I just look up.
Something interesting?
You can wait. I look up again. I.e. not in the tunnels.
All right.
I have a few calls I need to make.
We'll talk about it later then. We have a lot to sort over, and then we have a lot of work ahead of us.
Apparently.
We didn't ask them. I'm gonna wait until we get in the car.
We have a lot to sort through.
Alejandro is already through the door.
And we will
Wait!
we will follow
He stops outside the door, like,
we'll follow suit, and I'll just
Yeah.
play with the keys as I walk into the train.
okay. And you guys get on the train. Doss, without a word, shuttles you all back to the top, and he just opens the door to let you guys leave. He doesn't walk you up to the top.
Nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you too.
Sort of double knock on the door as I walk out.
He's like,
Just nod to him. Once we're up, more out of the tunnels and I have service, while we're walking towards the car, I'm gonna pull my phone out.
okay.
One of the burners, and I pull up the text that series of emojis in my phone,
Okay.
and just say, if you have any more information to share, I may have some to trade.
When you get back, we'll work out a trade. And as you guys head to your vehicles, Alejandro gets you, Sibyl, to the car. And you guys get in the car. He's driving. He's not really talking. But he reaches over and he pats your knee. And just goes, well, that was very heavy. And things are about to get heavier. I thought that was going to be a simple drop-off. I'm sorry for that. Please understand that I did not intend for tonight to be a family drama night.
Don't think anybody intended for that cluster to happen.
Yeah. Yeah. And he pulls up after driving for almost an hour in silence. He pulls up to a condo building, turns off the car. He steps out and motions for you to follow him.
I'll follow him.
And he walks you down the breezeway, down a set of stairs. This is kind of one of those uneven condos where there's like 3 floors on the back and 2 floors on the front. He walks you down to a door, and he taps out a little rhythm on the door. And the door opens. And he walks you in, and there is a woman sitting on the couch with hair tied up in a traditional Greek fashion with a long black dress. And she stands up, kind of nervous, wringing her hands a little bit. She says, hi, Sibyl. I'm your mother. My name is Lydia. And Alejandro kind of brings you in and shuts the door and goes and sits down beside her. And he puts his hand over hers, and she sits with him, and she seems extremely nervous. I wasn't really prepared for this, but Allie said it was better late than never.
Allie.
I'm sorry for who I was.
She's just, she's still standing. She's just standing just past the doorway, processing. What is going on?
And Alejandro kind of looks to her and she nods. It was, this was none of your friend's business. After our conversation, that dinner, it went on for hours. It was like everything fell back into place. We laughed, we talked about that one man with the bicycle who always fell over the same broken cobblestone, and they never fixed that stone. And she saw, after a while, the flaws of her life. And I'm sorry, Lutia, I do not explain this well. I sound so terrible. And she kind of pats his hand. She goes, "It's all right. It sounds terrible. When we were separated, things were done to me that changed who I was. And something about being with Allie again, it reminded me of who I was. And I had a moment of clarity, and I asked him to do whatever it took to get me back. And so I went to visit the Malkavian Primogen, and she, to put it in the less scary way, took all the bad out so that I could be me again. It took a while, but I'm glad. And I don't plan on rejoining this kindred society. I know I've done a lot, and the structure that I had built is far more complex than your father understood, so we are keeping things a bit quiet for now so that I can work with him and with Director Blackwater to undo the damage I've done. I don't expect you to call me mom. I don't expect you to forgive me. I know any kind of relationship is gonna take time. But I just wanted you to know that I was here.
I may not trust you. However, if he's brought you here, you've gone through Tilly, I'll give you a chance.
That's more than I deserve. I don't want you to push anything. If you find that you can't trust me and that you can't do this, I will completely understand.
I trust Alejandro. He has always done what's best for me. I don't anticipate that he would change that now.
He didn't give up on me in over 100 years, so I think your trust in him is well placed. And I know I have a lot to earn, and I intend to do that. Starting with giving everything I have to Director Blackwater. The network I built is more than Alpha will be able to handle.
Yeah, I'd say so.
And it will be cleaner if we just let the SI handle it.
You didn't see Pippa while you were there, did you?
Who is Pippa?
We're just gonna let that roll right under the bridge. We're leaving that alone.
And Alejandro kind of taps her shoulder and goes, that was one of yours, my dear.
She was one of yours, became one of ours.
She tried to pull a triple agent situation. I don't know if it worked very well.
Definitely did not work.
Okay.
Definitely did not work.
And Lydia goes, yeah, the blonde girl.
Power of friendship just torpedoed that plan, sorry.
To be honest, I didn't really leave my assigned room for a while, so if she was there, I probably didn't pass her. It's not pretty what Tilly does, so it's a private room.
Yeah. I can imagine.
But here. And she just gets up and she rushes to the kitchen.
She'll follow.
And she pulls out a large scrapbook. And she passes it over to you.
So take it. She'll flip it open kind of slowly. Start to peruse the pages.
Very old, falling apart, very faded. But they are all photographs of her and Alejandro and their life in Greece. And their family restaurant, their wedding by the sea. There's some drawings that Alejandro did for her of the countryside. And there's one picture and she slams her hand over it. She goes, I am sorry, that one was for your father. And turns the page really quick.
She's like...
But yeah,
Well.
it's years and years of memories. She goes, I thought you'd like to see it.
Yeah. You guys happy?
I wanted you to see that for everything Alejandro told me about why he chose you, I want you to know that family is your choice. But it's here.
I didn't have much of that before. So I'll take what I can get.
I understand. I have to keep you.
She'll just reach out and kind of very tentatively, but just pat her on the hand.
And she carefully but shaking places her hand over yours. Goes, I've got a lot of work to do. And I just want to say you are a big reason I'm here. Alejandro and I, and she kind of leans to make sure he's still in the living room. Alejandro and I always wanted a family, and we couldn't. And then we were vampires.
Kind of is the ultimate family planning tool. As in,
Yeah.
no more.
Yeah, and That was part of what he told me. He told me I have this wonderful childer. She's bright. She's intelligent. She takes to the power naturally. And he told me that you were so much like me, or like who I was. And when he said who I was, it hurt worse than anything I've ever heard before. To think that that part of me was gone. So I came back.
For his sake, I'm glad you did. At the very least, he was abjectly lost without you.
I can see now how lost I was without him. And I'll work on us. I promise.
We'll get there.
Do you need something to eat? I have some things in the fridge.
No, I'm okay. I'm
Okay.
more of a...
Sorry, I'm very awkward with this. It's kind of easier when you're a cult leader.
yeah, I can imagine. I'm...
And she's like wiping some blood tears. She's like, I'm so sorry.
She'll just like pull a little
This is-
nappy.
She's like, I'm sorry. This is
I am
unusual for me.
quite literally probably the easiest person, since I don't know anything. I know nothing. So, you're not going to be tripping over expectations. I just,
Please don't tell your friends.
oh, no, that would, no, that would be a very bad time. That's not happening. Under any circumstances.
Thank you. I guess, you and your father can head home. I just, rent this place whenever I don't want to go back to the chapel. It's like a little, like a Verbo.
Verbo?
It's like a vacation rental thing. Like,
Airbnb.
yeah, but like Verbo, they do like cabins up in the mountains too. It's very lovely.
So you can use. You're
Yes, no, I'm not like your father. I'm well here, and, and she runs her hand, she rolls up her sleeve and runs her hand down her arm, and she gets little like wavy ripples on her skin.
Oh,
She goes, "Oh, that was probably a lot. I'm sorry."
it's okay.
And she like smooths it back and puts her sleeve back down.
So you Play-Doh yourself?
Kind of. I'm of a clan called the Zimissi. We can mold and craft flesh and bone.
That would explain why no one ever knew if you were at an event or not.
No, I usually just kind of changed into anything for the evening.
That makes a lot of sense. That's... I thought my powers were weird.
I mean, if you ever want to learn, I'll teach you. It's like getting free plastic surgery whenever you want.
That's not a bad idea.
We'll talk about it sometime.
Yeah. I like that.
I'd like that too.
Oh, okay. So you don't... If I were to come back, would you be here? Or...
I wouldn't be here. Your father said you have a phone now.
I do. It actually, she'll like pull it out. She's very proud of the BlackBerry.
She's like, "Oh, okay," and she pulls out her iPhone.
She'll be like, one day.
Sorry. Okay.
I can't touch it.
What's your number?
She'll give her number.
And she saves it, and she saves it as Sibyl and puts a little heart emoji.
She's gonna save her number as completely innocuous. Be like Martha.
Martha, perfect.
Martha.
And she sends you a text that says, "Anytime you need me, I'm here."
Just send a little smiley face. put it in the pocket. She's like, well, this has been a mindfuck of an evening.
I understand.
No worries. It's not just you. Kidnapped, tortured, dad missing, but not missing. New
He
mom.
filled me in on what you've been through, and I am so sorry. If you ever want to, I don't know, it's improper for me to offer to get drunk, but if you ever want to get drunk, just
No, that's
get through it.
probably appropriate. I mean, a little bit of drinking, eventually a little
can
bit of
teach you some
homicide.
Greek. We can do homicide.
Eventually, he's on the list.
Okay.
She's like, we can do homicide. I literally will do anything to bond with my child.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, Pops?
He's like, yes? Are you having fun?
Yeah,
Are you-
we're doing fine.
And she's like, it's okay, honey. You guys are free to go if you want. He's like, oh, okay. And he comes in and he leans over and he just gives her a very soft kiss on the cheek. And she kisses his cheek back. And he then kisses her forehead. And you notice in this moment just how tall he is. Because you're about her height and he has to bend almost all the way over to kiss the top of her head. And
I'm gonna try to not be nauseated.
And he goes, all right, I'll message you. And she says, okay. And she waves and walks you guys out.
She'll very loose little half side hug, and then beeline for the car.
She kind of gives the hug, but it's like very shaky. And you head out. And so, Coterie, you all arrive back home.
Okay. Yes.
Didn't you all have a friend who likes guns a lot?
Yes.
The one who actually lit someone on fire. Yes.
That's the one.
What was his name?
Cirrus.
I met him like that one time.
Yes, he was with us.
I think he's at Dots.
You think?
Yeah, there was someone pulling up in one of the train cars when I went looking around. Like I said, I met him once. I think it was him.
May I?
Sure.
And this one I actually have to roll for. I'm going to use telepathy to pull the image out of his head.
Okay.
Make sure that is the only thing I am thinking about.
Yeah, put it on the surface. 5 to do, so yeah, that meets.
Yeah, I'll let you get the image
All right.
there, and it is indeed Cirrus.
Yeah, just Cirrus, like in the doorway up at the top, just go. That would be him.
So that was a thing that I didn't want to mention while we were down there.
Understandable. Wow. Oh. So he's still around.
I mean, I'm not entirely shocked that he hasn't told us.
I'm shocked that we had not heard of him, since he's usually pops up, exactly when is needed.
He's been, I know he's been avoiding, I can't remember his name.
Amon.
Yeah, that
Who?
one.
Yeah, who was still at my trial, apparently.
Mm-hmm.
So that would make sense why he is, the one you mouthed off to.
Yeah, the guy who's trying to be intimidating.
I thought that was funny. But if he's still in town, that would explain why Sirius is still hiding out.
I mean, if you saw him, I don't think that's hiding out.
I mean, well, it's in,
It was hiding.
it's in the Nosferatu haven, and it's
I
still
wasn't
kind of hiding out.
exactly
Yeah, but
being not nosy.
yeah, but if I can remember fairly well, and Amon was fairly buddy with at least a couple of people down there. So I'm sure at this point, I wonder if that means that is actually a concern that is temporarily or permanently removed.
I mean, perhaps. I don't think that they would have just kissed and made up, but perhaps.
You'll
And-
recall Alpha did tell you that the Banu Hakim are out of your hair.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean anything to me.
Yes.
Aaron, what did you have?
I was wondering about Buckhead and whether or not
Oh, I forgot to ask.
any of our 10 could have been in Buckhead.
Well, I did ask at one point whether or not, when she was talking about that, the blackberry she took off of a suit.
But that was in February,
Yeah.
so
it's
not tonight.
connected.
But they did mention being able to help us out with everything, including green lights and car crashes.
That would be helpful as far as quick escapes, sneaky entrances, and exits.
Yeah.
Good.
It was something, obviously, but I don't have enough to really suggest anything else going on right now, so.
It's just discovery after discovery today.
It's been a full day.
Indeed, it has been. And I think that's where we're going to leave off for tonight. Thank you guys again so much for joining us for a little longer episode tonight, but I think we had a lot to cover. We will see you guys next week. Take care of yourselves and each other. We love you very much. Good night.